From Spygate to serial assaults, the NFL's history is soaked in scandal. Faked injuries, illegal bounties, billion-dollar cover-ups. Some of the league's biggest stars and owners got away with it all. Until now. This is the part of football the highlight reels never show, and the league never wanted told. Ray Rice knocked out his fiancée. The NFL looked away until the tape dropped. Ray Rice was a Pro Bowl running back. In 2014, TMZ released elevator footage of him punching his fiancée, Janae Palmer, unconscious. The Ravens stood by him. The NFL gave him just a 2-game suspension. But when the video leaked, the backlash was instant. Sponsors pulled out. Fans revolted. The league claimed it hadn't seen the footage before. Many didn't believe them. Rice was suspended indefinitely. He never played again. But the league's priorities were exposed. It didn't act until the world watched. The scandal forced new conduct policies, but critics called them fake. Ray Rice's name became bigger than his stats. He exposed how far the NFL would go to protect its brand. Greg Hardy beat his girlfriend, got cut. Cowboys signed him anyway. Greg Hardy was a star defensive end. In 2014, he was convicted of assaulting his ex-girlfriend. Photos showed bruises. Guns lined his bed. But the charges were dropped after she didn't testify. The NFL suspended him 10 games. It got reduced to 4. The Panthers cut him. Then Jerry Jones signed him to the Cowboys. Hardy showed no remorse. He played 12 games and caused chaos in the locker room. He mocked the media, fought with teammates. But Dallas let him play. Critics blasted the team and the league. It looked like performance still mattered more than character. Greg Hardy's NFL exit was ugly, but his second chance was uglier. Aaron Hernandez played tight end, lived a double life as a killer. Aaron Hernandez caught passes from Tom Brady, but off the field, he was hiding a secret life. In 2013, he murdered Odin Lloyd, a semi-pro player dating his fiancee's sister. Days later, the Patriots cut him. He was arrested at his home, caught on his own security cameras. Investigators later linked him to 2 more murders from 2012. Hernandez was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. In 2017, he took his own life in his cell. A later study showed his brain had advanced CTE. Hernandez had fame, money, and a Super Bowl appearance. But he lived like a gangster in the shadows. His story wasn't just criminal, it was tragic, violent, and surreal. O.J. Simpson, NFL legend. Then came the trial of the century. O.J. Simpson was more than a Hall of Famer. He was a movie star, broadcaster, icon. Then came 1994. His ex-wife, Nicole Brown, and her friend Ron Goldman were found murdered. Police chased him in a white Bronco on live TV. 95 million people watched. O.J. stood trial for months. DNA, blood, gloves. It became the most famous trial in history. He was found not guilty, but years later he lost a civil case and was ordered to pay $33.5 million. He never returned to football. The NFL tried to distance itself, but the damage was done. O.J. Simpson's name became bigger than football. He changed how America saw heroes and guilt. Michael Vick, a superstar QB, ran a dogfighting empire underground. Michael Vick was the most electrifying QB in the league. But in 2007, federal agents raided his Virginia property. They found kennels, fighting pits, and dozens of dead dogs. Vick ran a brutal dogfighting ring called Bad News Kennels. He lied to the NFL and the media. Then he confessed. He served 21 months in prison. Nike dropped him. Fans burned his jerseys. He returned to the Eagles in 2009 and slowly rebuilt his image. But many never forgave him. Vick's scandal forced the NFL to face new questions about morality, cruelty, and second chances. He went from MVP-level talent to convicted felon overnight. It was one of the ugliest scandals in league history. Ray Caruth hired a hitman to kill his pregnant girlfriend. Ray Caruth was a first-round pick for the Panthers. In 1999, his pregnant girlfriend, Cherika Adams, was shot 4 times while driving. She managed to call 911 and name Carruth before slipping into a coma. Their baby, born by emergency C-section, had permanent brain damage. Police found Carruth hiding in a trunk with $3,900, food, and a bottle to urinate in. He was convicted of conspiracy to commit murder and sentenced to 18 to 24 years. He was released in 2018. The NFL never spoke his name again. Carruth's fall wasn't just criminal, it was monstrous. He went from promising receiver to a man who tried to erase his unborn child. Henry Ruggs, DUI crash, 156, MPH, woman burned alive. Henry Ruggs was a rising star for the Raiders. In 2021, he drove his Corvette at 156 miles per hour in Las Vegas. His blood alcohol level was twice the legal limit. He crashed into Tina Tintor's car. It burst into flames. She burned to death inside, along with her dog. Ruggs was arrested, cut by the Raiders, and charged with DUI resulting in death. In 2023, he was sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison. His NFL career ended in seconds. The crash was horrifying, brutal, and avoidable. Ruggs had everything: speed, money, fame. But that night, it all ended in fire. One of the most tragic crimes in league history. Joe Mixon punched a woman in college. The NFL drafted him anyway. Joe Mixon was caught on camera in 2014 punching a female student at an Oklahoma restaurant. The blow broke her jaw and cheekbone. He was suspended for the season, but returned to the field the next year. The NFL saw the video. So did every team. In 2017, the Bengals drafted him in the second round. He became a productive, starting running back, but the video never went away. Critics blasted the league for rewarding violence. Mixon apologized and avoided further incidents, but the stain remained. His name reminded fans of a brutal hit, not a highlight. The NFL once again chose talent over principle, and everyone knew it. Alvin Kamara beat a man in Vegas, still played in the Pro Bowl. Alvin Kamara is known for his speed, balance, and touchdowns. But in 2022, hours before the Pro Bowl in Las Vegas, he and 3 others allegedly beat a man unconscious in an elevator hallway. The victim suffered facial fractures. Kamara played in the game anyway. Video later surfaced. The NFL waited over a year. He eventually pleaded no contest to a misdemeanor. The league gave him a 3-game suspension, no jail time, no missed season. Critics called it soft. The NFL once again delayed punishment until the cameras turned away. Kamara's image barely took a hit. But for many, the scandal proved star power still shielded consequences. Kareem Hunt kicked a woman. Chiefs cut him. Browns signed him. In 2018, TMZ released hotel footage of Kareem Hunt shoving and kicking a woman during an argument. At first, he denied it. Then the video dropped. The Chiefs cut him the same day, but less than 3 months later, the Browns signed him. Hunt served an 8-game suspension and returned to the field. He scored touchdowns again, but the incident never left his name. He was 23 years old with Pro Bowl numbers, and a violent video the NFL tried to ignore. The league claimed it learned from past mistakes, but once again, the pattern repeated. Deny, delay, sign someone else. Kareem Hunt's comeback showed how short memory can be in football. Spygate. Patriots secretly filmed signals for years. In 2007, the New England Patriots were caught filming opposing coaches' defensive signals from the sidelines. It wasn't a one-time mistake. It had gone on for years. The NFL fined Bill Belichick $500,000, docked the team a first-round pick, and fined the franchise $250,000. But the damage was deeper. The Patriots had won 3 Super Bowls in 4 years. Now, every win had a question mark. Belichick claimed it was a misunderstanding. Few believed him. The NFL destroyed the tapes before the public could see them. Spygate wasn't just a rule violation, it was a blueprint for mistrust. It stained the dynasty and launched a decade of conspiracy theories. Deflategate. Tom Brady, low air pressure, 4 games lost. In the 2014 AFC Championship game, The Patriots dominated the Colts. But afterward, reports emerged that their footballs were underinflated, easier to grip and throw. The scandal exploded. Tom Brady denied involvement. The NFL investigated. Texts, ball boys, missing phones. It felt like a spy novel. Brady was suspended 4 games. The Patriots were fined $1 million and lost 2 draft picks. Brady returned and won the Super Bowl that season. But the legacy took a hit. Fans either called it overblown or proof of cheating. Deflategate turned air pressure into a national obsession, and Brady's greatness became forever tied to PSI charts and broken trust. Bountygate. The Saints paid players to injure opponents. From 2009 to 2011, the New Orleans Saints ran a bounty system under defensive coordinator Greg Williams. Players were paid to injure opponents, especially quarterbacks. Knockouts and card-offs earned bonuses. The NFL investigated and found evidence of a full system. Head coach Sean Payton was suspended for the entire 2012 season. Williams was banned indefinitely. GM Mickey Loomis got 8 games. Multiple players were suspended. The Saints lost draft picks and $500,000. It was one of the harshest punishments in league history. Bountygate exposed a brutal truth. Hurting players was being rewarded. In a violent sport, the line between legal hit and bounty became terrifyingly thin. Tanking accusations. Dolphins owner allegedly paid to lose games. In 2022, former Dolphins coach Brian Flores dropped a bombshell lawsuit. In it, he claimed team owner Stephen Ross offered him $100,000 per loss in 2019 to improve draft position. The NFL launched an investigation. Ross was fined $1.5 million and suspended. The team lost a first-round pick, but the league claimed they found no evidence of actual payments. Still, the message was clear. Tanking wasn't just a fan theory, it was a strategy. Flores' lawsuit also accused the league of racial hiring bias, but the alleged pay-to-lose scheme sent shockwaves through the NFL. Integrity of the game? In Miami, that line was up for sale. Fake injuries. Teams faked injuries to stop the clock. In tight games, when a defense is gassed and out of timeouts, some players suddenly drop with injuries. But fans and analysts noticed a pattern. The same players stood up fine moments later. The New York Giants were accused of it multiple times. Other teams followed. The NFL warned clubs against faking injuries, but rarely enforced anything. Coaches used it as a strategy to slow down fast-paced offenses. In a league obsessed with precision, this was theater. Players flopped like soccer stars, wasting seconds. The scandals never led to major punishments, but everyone knew the truth. Sometimes, the worst injuries were just very well-timed lies. Injury report manipulation. Teams hid concussions and faked injuries. For years, NFL teams played games with injury reports. Players with concussions were labeled with vague terms: neck, illness, or nothing at all. The goal? Keep stars on the field and confuse opponents. In 2010, the Steelers were fined for failing to disclose Ben Roethlisberger's injury. The Colts were accused of downplaying Peyton Manning's neck issues. But the darkest part? Concussions were hidden to protect brand and wins. Players later suffered from CTE, memory loss, and depression. The league now has strict protocols, but many believe teams still bend the rules. In the NFL, the injury report wasn't always for safety. It was often just strategy. Tuck rule. One weird call saved Brady's legacy. In the 2001 AFC Divisional Playoff, Tom Brady was hit by Raiders corner Charles Woodson. He fumbled. Game over, until the refs reviewed it. They ruled it wasn't a fumble. It was an incomplete pass, citing an obscure rule: if the QB's arm was moving forward, even slightly, it wasn't a fumble. The Patriots kept the ball, tied the game, and won in overtime. That moment launched a dynasty. The Tuck rule was mocked across the league. Even Brady later admitted it was probably a fumble. The NFL quietly removed the rule in 2013, but by then, it had already changed history and saved a legend. Salary cap gate. Broncos and Cowboys hid millions in payments. In the 1990s, the Denver Broncos and Dallas Cowboys secretly paid players under the table to get around the NFL salary cap. It let them stack talent and build dynasties. The league eventually found out. Both teams were fined nearly $2 million. Denver lost draft picks, but by then, the Broncos had won back-to-back Super Bowls. The Cowboys built a 90s juggernaut. Critics said the punishments came too late. The cap was supposed to ensure fairness. But in these cases, winning came first. Salary cap gate showed how even the biggest teams could cheat quietly and walk away with rings anyway.